Sowore, who is with Sahara Reporters. Feel free to introduce yourself more, please.
Yes, thank you very much for putting this together. And my name is Omoyele Sowore. I'm from Nigeria, and I run a website known as SaharaReporters.com. And what we do, naturally, for the last 5 years, is to take information from ordinary citizens in Nigeria and Africa and process them, because citizens are the ones who experience news. And for so many years, we have been consumers of news. And we decided that it's time that we produce our news the same way, you feel healthy when you cook your own food. And the reason why I am very particular about information is that I've done a lot of on-the-ground human rights activism, student activism, pro-democracy activism, any kind of activism you can talk about, NGO activism, and discovered that what is most powerful in achieving the aims of our liberation is information. We left information in the hands of charlatans, the CNNs of this world, the NBCs of this world, the ABCs of this world, who, of course, are owned by extension by corporations. But don't forget that all of these agencies of news have gone through their own full cycles. They've gone through the period of innovation, right? They've gone through the period of imitation, plastic surgery of newscasters, and they are now in the stage of idiocy. And after the age of idiocy, what you are going to see is that they will go extinct. And what happened has already happened in places like Egypt. The reason why we are getting the information from Egypt the way we are getting it from CNN and the rest of them is not because they love revolutions. It's because ordinary people are reporting real news using technology out of Egypt. So the mainstream media was forced by its own inconsistency to be doing what is right. But that is not what we are looking for. We must totally take over the sources and means and methodologies and processes of information. We can do it. I have been told that it was through this kind of movement that things like Twitter came out of existence from the left. WikiLeaks is the biggest innovation that has happened to mankind. Exactly. It has destroyed years and years of powerful secrecy. We no longer need freedom of information acts anymore. WikiLeaks does it for you. You understand? Even if you want to know who your leader is sleeping with, talk to Assange. He give it to you. So this is the era we are. But there's something that's very important that we must not lose sight of. And that's the fact that just like Mr. Nimobasi here said, that when you have transformation, you must manage transformation. We are experiencing revolution all over the world. But we must find a way to manage the outcomes of the revolutions that are happening. Otherwise, we will be back in these social cycles whining and complaining that we haven't achieved total liberation. But the truth is that we have already achieved liberation. Look at the United States. For example, why do you think the Bushes of this world were kicked out of office? It was because they soiled the White House with black oil from Nigeria, and the Americans had no option than to kick them out. But the problem was that the moment the Americans kicked out the Bushes, they went back to sleep. Exactly. And the Republicans found a way to take over Obama. And now they're just shaking his head in different directions. Because why? The Americans went to sleep. What I'm saying is that if we had revolution in Tunisia, in Egypt, we've had in several places like Bolivia through democratic elections, even in the United States, which I feel needs a physical revolution, by the way, is that we must find a way for this organization or the World Social Forum to have a secretariat that manages the outcome with a lot of skill sets that can be laid, so that if I want to plan a revolution in Nigeria, I don't feel like I'm in the desert. I'm alone. I can have some kind of backup. While the rest of the world is looking for how CNN can come, I'm looking for bloggers who can come in and continue to broadcast the revolution to the world. And the world can participate in the revolution wherever they are. That is what we call international solidarity. It is not sloganeering. And the truth today is that you used to call us Global South. But look at where the new revolutions are coming from. Egypt, Tunisia, and all of you in Europe, you don't know what to do. You have more bad leaders than we do, but you don't know what to do with them. So the bottom line is that we have to put in a new token. I am not against World Social Forum, because it is only at this forum that the woman from Ogoni land can meet an American that we used to refer to as gringo, in South America. I mean, an America with a honest intention. Otherwise, it's impossible. You can't do it in Davos. Right? No, you can't. I cannot even get as close as this to the manager of an ATM machine in Davos. It will never work. All right? So, but we have to keep this going. This must not stop. But we must also follow with innovation. Like I said, all the world leaders have become dinosaurs. Business people have become dinosaurs. That is why they are stealing our own ideas to reform business. Right? You know, it is the ideas that we have about how to manage the world that is running the world today. But we must take control of our own ideas. We must take control of our own ideologies. And we must force another revolution so that we no longer continue to foment trouble. We foment revolution everywhere. Thank you for listening to me.